Are we a go? Are we a go? We're a go. Okay, great. Right. Welcome to Lieman Live. Just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. I have to do things in a very stealth way now because of certain things that have happened, and so I didn't give too much notice about this Lieman Live, and I did. It was quite deliberate because first of all I had to wait for white hat approval, and second of all we have been dealing with rather a lot of upstarts getting way ahead of us with when we're going to appear and why. So that's that's the reason why we've had a bit of short notice on Lieman Live. But thank you so much for joining me here at Lieman Live, where I will take all of your questions, carefully vetted questions from ladies or betas. No alphas at all. I'm not allowing it. No, and not this. That doesn't come from me. That comes from the white hats. I can handle an alpha all day long. Don't think that I can't. I can stand my ground with the best of them. That's come from the white hats. They've said I'm not to deal with alphas because there can be there's a high chance of them being black hats. So that's that. I just want to come in straight away and say to Maria, thank you very much. Hello, Maria. And thank you very much for your generous donation. I have popped a tie in the post, but I'm going to put 6 more just to be sure. I'm going to send them at different times through, I'll send one via carrier pigeon. We'll try different methods to make sure that they arrive. So I'm a bit concerned about that. I mean, there is, there's no expiry date of the master-slave relationship that you will be agreeing to, but it's just important to get it done. Right. So even though I do have full access to the best technology in health, which we also sell, I do have a little bit of trouble with my eye. I'm also I also do use the Medbeds as much as possible, but I haven't got to the eye program yet. And as as a result of that, I do require you to write your questions in all caps. If you're American, they say all caps. In the United Kingdom, we just say capital letters. That's what we say. Right. Now, I want to start, before I start taking any of your carefully vetted questions, I want to start by just sharing some bad news with you all. I'm very sorry to say that Bicky Peg has now ended her vow of silence. The wittering has begun. No, it's non-stop. I had gotten very comfortable, quite used to, the silence. I was loving the silence. Oh, 1 second. I'm being interrupted by a white hat. My goodness me. Oh, what is that? Right, but very good. So the white hats that live under the stairs have interrupted the broadcast to give me, and what they said was it was a medicinal drink to help with my eyes. They said it would help with my eyes. And I think they said it was to ward off the jinn. That's what I heard. I'll have a little try of it. We'll see. It's quite big. It's a size of a fishbowl here. I'm going to have to hold it with 2 gloved hands. It's a good job I've got the grippies on, really. Yeah, that'll ward off the jinn. I'm sure that's what they said. I'm sure that's what they meant by that. Right. Okay. So I was telling about my bad news. Yeah, unfortunately, Bicky Peg has ended her vow of silence. She felt that it was enough, that she'd done enough, and that she was at peace spiritually. I was also, until she started wittering on again, and now I'm not at peace spiritually. So I will be having a word to the white hats, and just see if they can have another word in her ear about perhaps taking another vow of silence for her spiritual development. That's all it's about, really. It's about her spiritual. It's for her own good. It's for her own good. But the wittering really is non-stop with her, and she's back on doing Divine Feminine roundtables with Polenta Trixie and co. So you'd think she'd be witted out, wouldn't you? You'd think all of that professional wittering, she'd give it up when it was downtime with Lieman. No. It also makes for very awkward dogging sessions when she just goes on. She just goes on. Anyway, right. So I'm going to now turn my attention to the chat. I know for a fact, and this is also when the white hats brought in the drink that will ward off the gin, they did say that there were literally hundreds of thousands of you in the chat, literally. So I am going to have to wade through a lot here. So just let me just spin quite far back until I can see block capitals. Right, I've thanked Maria very much, and I am sending you 6 stars. We've covered that. Good, right? That's out the way. Right, Stephen Hall, who is a vetted beta. I had him checked out, ran his name through through the quantum computer, and it came out 100% beta. So I can take questions from Stephen. So Stephen Hall has big. Oh, well, we've covered it, Stephen. He says, is Bicky Peg still in a vow of silence? No, see, I do have psychic ability, Stephen. This just proves my psychic ability. There it is, right there. I still do soul readings, Stephen. So if you'd like me to do that for a fee, I'm not cheap, I will say that. I'm happy to do a soul reading for you, because I guessed your first question. Don't know how I managed it, but I did. But there we are. There we are. Right. Next question. It goes to Chia Maria. Sounds like a racy drink. Hello, Chia Maria. Lieman just finished showering. Good Lord, Chia Maria. Good Lord. It's getting hot in here, Chia Maria. Right. Thank you. I'll just adjust my seat. Thank you, Chia Maria. Lovely. And I'm sending you a tie just for telling me that, because that shows the trust. That shows the trust that we've built up between us. That you felt you could tell me that. And I respect it so much that you're getting a tie. You're getting a ruddy tie. You've cheered me up. No end. Don't tell Piggy Pig. Right. Okay. Chia Maria's flirting with. I'm going to say it. Chia Maria's flirting with me. You don't have to try that hard with me, you know. You don't. Don't. Right, okay. Where are we? Who've we got in? I should say hello to people, but right. Sassy. We all know about Sassy, don't we? She's a very racy lady. Sassy likes to flirt with me. I know. It's the magnetism. It's the magnetism, and she's always in. She's like a rat up a drain pipe. The minute I go live, she's straight in. In fact, she's in before, putting a lippy on, getting herself ready for me, and it is marvelous. It is. She's one of my favourites. Right. Did the lady freaking out on the plane see your dad? Right. Do you know what, Sassy? I think you have asked one of the most important questions, because I was actually going to cover this. The lady on the plane. I'm going to discuss. Okay. Right. So what I will say is this. I can assure you 100% that the person that lady saw on the plane, I shouldn't say person, the being that lady saw was 100% reptilian. 100%. I can tell, obviously I'm an expert, so I know them. They are they're part of the family. So obviously I do know them. She was right to freak out because he was toying with her, playing with her, and not in that sort of a way either, but in a way that mentally got to her, to the point where she had to. Sure, and people were saying she was drunk. She might have had the odd tipple. She might have had. She might have had 6 or 7 drinks, but the fact remains she was sat next to a reptilian. With anyone with facial tattoos, you've got to be wary of anyway, because you really don't know, do you? You never know. But this person had facial tattoos that alluded to the fact that they were 100%. I mean, I do believe, and I was told by whitehat, that one of the tattoos on the face said, "I am reptilian, hear me," I don't know, swish. What do they do? Swish the tails, I suppose. That sounds a bit horsey. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it in a horsey way. I meant it in a sort of, you know how reptilians can flick their reptile tails. They can do that. So maybe it says, I mean, I don't know exactly, but it probably says, "I am reptilian, hear me flick." That doesn't sound very doesn't sound very threatening, but it was for her, and it was real for her. I know no one else on the plane could see it, and they said, "We're just talking to a human being here. He's just a bloke with tattoos on the hoodie." They're so underdeveloped. They don't know what they're dealing. I know what I'm dealing with. They don't. And I'm just so glad that you, Sassy, you seem to be aware of what's real and what's not. And I think you knew, didn't you? You knew that was definitely a reptilian. They smell different as well. They smell of deep state. You do what I mean? They smell like a black hat. I know that smell. Sulfur. It's very sulfury, and she got the whiff of sulfur, and then he said something, and his eyes went funny, and she was off. She was off. Yes, she was trash, but she knew what she was looking at. She knew it was real. She knew. You could hear it in her voice. She knew. So I trust her. In fact, I'm already in contact with her, and I've sent her a tie. I've told her that only I can save her from the reptiles, from the reptilians, and that we had to enter into a master-slave relationship in order for her to be protected. And she's taking me very seriously. So I know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Right. Thank you for that, Sassy. Well done, you. Spooky's in. Lieman, I heard you enjoy the out of context cosmic disclosure episodes. I do. Yes, I do. Yes, very much so, actually. Yes, and people should watch those. Perhaps a link could be placed in the chat. You'll learn a lot. You will, if you're developed enough, you'll get it. If you're developed enough. If you're underdeveloped, you won't understand what's going on. But those who are truly developed will really get it. So yes, pop a link in, Spooky. Right. The reality wire. Right. So the reality wire is the upstart that likes to interfere in events that have been booked, and just feels the need to stick his oar in, as we say in the UK, stick his oar in. And I've got to say, I'm not best pleased with him. But also, because I'm having a bit of a tiff with Fraudy at the moment, I slightly want to like him. I'll be honest. So I've got a difficult love-hate relationship going on with the reality wire, but I am assured he's beta. I'm assured he's a beta. So I will allow him to stay in the chat. But any nonsense, Stephen, you're out. That's all I'm going to say. Lieman, why did you have to sign your last NDA? Well, if I could tell you that, I wouldn't have to sign an NDA, Steve. You know, we're in a war. We are in a war. So I can't just sit here telling you all of the top secret intel that I am entrusted with from the white hats, the good guys, the higher ups. You know that, Steve. You know where I've been. You know what I've been through. You know what's going down. To even ask me about the contents of an NDA tells me that that you're on your last warning, frankly. Right. Right. Mark. Evening, Mark. Thank you for coming. I do believe you're a beta, so I'm going to accept this question from you. Lieman, will you visit Trump when he's in prison? He's not going to listen, look, Mark, listen to me. The one place that President Trump is not going to be is prison. I can assure you as a patriot, he's not going. He will be very much avoiding. He knows how to avoid things. He's very good at that. But he hasn't done anything wrong anyway, so he won't be going anywhere. But, you know, I will say this. Let me just tell you this, Mark. If he were in prison, I would be first on the list to go and visit him. You know that. You know that. Right. Maria's back in with another very generous donation. Thank you very much indeed for your super chat. Maria, I'm just going to go ahead and put a 7th tie in the post for you. Then we know. You've got one for every day of the week. That way it's easier, isn't it? That changing your underwear, isn't it? That's what it's like. And you're getting one. So there you go. You've got one for every day of the week. You lucky girl. Right. What else have we got here? Lieman, the Earth Farm people sort of. Oh, are you talking about Love Earth? Right. Well, let's talk about Love Earth, because the last video that I did, that I've allowed to remain on my BitChute channel, was a video with Kim from Love Earth. Now, when Kim first reached out to me from Love Earth, I got terribly excited and partially aroused, because I thought, my God, Kim from Love Earth, she sounds like an absolute delight that I need to get to know. Perhaps form a master-slave relationship with. I don't know yet. Don't know till I talk to her. Terribly excited, and Kim said to me, look, can we do a video chat? I went, rather, yes, I would like that, very much indeed. Bicky Peg's going out to Sainsbury's, let's do it then. And you can imagine my slight disappointment and just total flatlining arousal when Kim turned out to be a he. That was disappointing to me. And I've got to say, Kim's parents are exceptionally cruel. They're of a cruel generation where they gave you a name that could potentially be a girl's name. They do it with Leslie's as well. That I've run into problems with Leslie's in the past, and now I had and Hillary's, Leslie's, Hillary's, and now Kim. So I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting it. However, Kim sold a lot of new age crap, and I thought, you know what? I want in on this. I want a percentage. So we came up with something. We went over there, myself and Vicky Pegg, and did some, sort of chanting and lying down on the floor and drumming and all, all that sort of thing. There was a rather lovely young lady who was doing some sort of sexually arousing dancing, a bit like this. I know it's not good when I do it, but when she did it, she was wearing barely anything at all, and what she did wear sort of just floated around, and it was something to ogle at, which I wasn't expecting. I loved it, so I started going very regularly to these groups, if only just to watch the dancing. But I did like the drumming as well. That was fun. And they did a lot of stuff, outside breathing stuff, almost like hyperventilating and then big dunking in water. That's marvelous. I'd like to watch. I didn't like to participate, but I did like to watch. Vicky Pegg got dunked a number of times in their local pond. She didn't do it gracefully, I'll be honest. She didn't do it gracefully. She just doesn't think about how she looks to the outside world sometimes. And there was a lot of that going on. I thought, good God, you don't do yourself any favours, Vicky Pegg. But anyway, there was a lot of other lovely ladies there. So I watched them. I just watched them. Anyway, I'm going off topic. I'm going off the point a little bit. The point was, I had a great meeting. We did our final video and we had to go our separate ways because they're under investigation now. I don't know why. Nothing to do. Can I just say it's nothing to do with me at all? I might have promoted their products, but if certain sort of legal angles weren't covered, in production of, or whatever, labeling of, or whatever, it's got nothing to do with me, and I'm not taking any responsibility for it. So he's on his own, frankly. But we did a good video anyway. Had a nice video. But there you go. So that's what happened with that. Right. Kyle Hagen. Hello, Kyle. Hoping we've got a beta in. Why haven't you considered a hair plug? Look, Kyle, I am using I use very high technology things. And one of them happens to be a Medbed. The Medbeds are growing. They are growing hair back slowly and surely. And when I've got a full head of hair, Kyle, I might just come and knock on your door and say, check that out, pal. So I wouldn't be looking down on somebody in my position, because you might find yourself in that position. Then what will you do? Right. Okay. I've gone too far in the chat, and now it's frozen a little bit, so I'm going to have to find my way back. I hope we've got some lovely ladies coming while I've been chatting. I hope so. Right. Someone's saying they're financially stable. Good. If you're female, even better. Right. Rachel's in. Hello, Rachel. Rachel asks, how do I get a one-to-one to get fully developed? Right. Rachel, I think it's your lucky night. It just so happens that I did have a fully booked schedule until I read your message, and then I remembered I do have a couple of open windows next week. If you're up for it, I can develop you on a one-to-one. If you'd like that, I'd like that, and I think I'm getting a vibe from you, Rachel, that you need it, that you need that extra developing, and I'm very hands-on with how I develop a soul. I can feel that soul, and it's really beautiful. And I feel as though you and I are connecting already. I can feel that. I can feel that. So yes, don't go through the Bicky Peg booking system. She'll tell you we're booked up. We're not. I will see to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my personal email. You can just email me that way. Don't tell Bicky Peg. Right. Anyway, right. Okay. Where are we? I hope I haven't missed anything. Oh, I have. I've missed a lot. Right. I don't know what Rabbit wanted to ask me. See, this is the problem, you see. Some of you aren't listening and you're writing your questions in lowercase. It's no good for me. I haven't had the eye program on the Medbeds yet, so I can't see properly. You're going to have to do better than this. Right, so we've gone down there. I've covered the Love Earth, I've done all of that. Right, Cat's in. Hello, Cat. Cat, I like you because A, you're female, B, your name's Cat. And you know how I feel about that. Right. I don't know idea what you've said. Lieman, how come the Medbed never grew yet? Look, Cat, you know, you were doing so well. You were doing so... You were doing so well. I've already responded to silliness. So let's say silliness, shall we? In the chat about my hair. I'm not interested. I'm here for humanity. I'm here to save the world. I'm not here to grow hair. And for that, I might not bother. A lot of ladies find this exceptionally alluring. Perhaps you're not one of them. I don't know. Perhaps you're so underdeveloped that you need more hair follicles on somebody's head. Don't know. But I don't need to hear it, Cat. If that's all you've got, I'm not interested. Right. Crazy Tika. What if I'm not a beta? Can't have alphas in, I'm afraid. I only take questions from betas or women. I find the alphas can be difficult. And I was told, but actually, no, I don't find them difficult. This is straight from the white hats. They told me I can't talk to other alphas because I'm on the status of high alpha. If I get any other alphas coming in, it wrecks the energy of the piece, you see, and it can upset people. So I'm doing it to protect people, really. That's why. Right. What else have we got? Right, I've answered Rachel's question. I've gone too far. I've gone too far up. Right. Not the first time I've said that. Right. Hello, Lieman and pals. Right. It is fatiguing pulling yourself off as often as I've had to do on social media, but it's necessary fatigue. I feel as though, Alan, that I'm protecting my organization from outward attacks, which is why I keep all of my videos. That's why I've taken them all down. I did do a video recently on, so I have my own network now. We're called Shiteynetworks. On Shiteynetworks, I recently did a video where I did discuss Fraudy and my falling out with Fraudy. Unfortunately, somebody screen recorded it, and then it got sent around everywhere. And that's so I just took it down. I don't need the hassle. I don't need. If I want to talk about someone behind their back, I should be allowed to do that without the threat of somebody taking that video, screen recording it, and then sharing it out everywhere else. You know, so I protected myself and my organization, and I took the video off Shiteynetworks, but I will I will come back. We're just going to have to work out a security. It's a bit of a security issue, actually. I don't know quite how we're going to do it. Right. Okay. TI wants a Thai Lieman. Stephen, if you can get me TI's address, I will send her a Thai. I've heard things about her, and I think she would absolutely be well up for a master-slave relationship. Hope so. I feel she needs protecting because she is targeted. And I want to offer her that. There's a lot I could offer her, actually. But protection is of the highest order, I think. Right, where are we? I've gone too far. Somebody said your baldness is alluring. Thank you, P Funk. I can't tell whether I'm getting a beta vibe off P Funk or a female vibe, but I like you, and you're allowed to remain. That's great. Sassy, generous Sassy, because generous Sassy just wants to communicate with me all the time. I don't mind it. I like it. Bicky Peg has got a long red mane like a beautiful horse. Are you envious of her follicles, or is it sensual? All right. I don't feel as though you're taking the mick from that perspective, from that point. What I will say is there's not very many sensual aspects of Bicky Peg. I think it's the menopause, to be honest. It's a bit off-putting. And when she opens her mouth and whitters, again, a bit off-putting. From behind, when her hair is flowing and she's put conditioner on it, it's quite lovely. It also smells delightful. So I don't mind it from that perspective. It's just when she turns around and starts talking. Any sort of alluring sensuality just goes out the window. Not for me. Don't tell Bicky Peg that. Right. Where are we? Cat pieces are like long hair. Well, whatever tickles your pickle, Cat P. Right. Right. Where are we? There's more super chats coming, which is very nice. It's very kind. Are you any good in the hay? Well, we go dogging mainly, Maria. And we have discussed that, but I don't want to, I don't want to talk about it too much. Right. P Funk's back. At least you have your cat queen. I do, P Funk. I do. And I'm glad for it. I am actually quite giddy because I do have another meetup with the cat queen coming up quite shortly. Don't tell Bicky Peg. Bicky Peg gets upset. There's no need to bring her into it, really. That's between me and the cat queen. Very excited about it. That's soon, actually. Right. Oh, good grief. Right, where are we? Caroline. Hello, Caroline. Very generous. It was actually Caroline that sent me this absolute smasher. And it is. I mean, it's quite alluring. It's great, absolutely great. She really understands my fashion. She does. So, Caroline, are you suggesting, because you say you need a new cardie, are you suggesting you're going to send me another one? Because that counts as flirting. That counts as a big flirt. And I am more than happy with that arrangement. So, know where I live. Don't tell me. Just put on the packaging, right, urgent for white hat affiliates only, because she isn't one. So she won't be allowed to open it, but I will. So we do it that way. Right. Okay. Where are we? Mullet baby. Mullet Baby's not got the memo about all caps. Mullet Baby, I haven't had on the Medbed the session for the eyes yet. So when I do the eye program and I don't need to wear these spectacles anymore, that's fine. But until that moment, I appreciate it if people put their questions in all caps. Also, Mullet Baby, hoping that I'm dealing with a beta and not an alpha. No alphas allowed. No alphas allowed in chat. Just making that. Not that hasn't come from me. That's come from the white hats. They won't allow it. So, right, where are we? Mullet Baby asks, when will you and Charlie Ward have a celebrity Q boxing match? Right. I am, and Mickey Peg will tell you this, and many of my members of my cult organization will tell you, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a lover, not a. I'd rather talk about Fraudy behind his back on one of my Shitey Networks videos than face up to him in the ring. It's just too much for me, I'm afraid. No, I wouldn't do that. I'm too much of a loving individual to ever want to put on. The only gloves I'm going to wear are the grippies. The only gloves I'm going to wear are the grippy gloves. Just look at the grip on there. You see the grip on there? Those are the only gloves I'm willing to wear. Not a boxing glove. I don't have it in me to hurt another human like that. Nothing to do with the fact that he could flatten me. No, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Vicky Peg will tell you that. It's very, very, very true. Right, where are we? It is a white hat cardigan, yes. Are you selling Just Stop Oil high-vis jackets? No, I don't sell that. I don't merch those. We are going to have a different sort of merch drive, but it won't be the high-vis. But I'll talk about that later. But we're definitely going to do something different. Got to. Times are tough. Got to do it. Right. Mark says, Lieman, my mate Bobby Crutch fancies you. Bobby Crutch fancies you. I mean, is Bobby female? I'm hoping. And if Bobby is female, just send her in my direction. I might be able to help her with her spiritual development. Might be good. Right. Chimria asks, where's your kipper? Is it under your wig hair? I'm not wearing a wig, Chimria. I don't know what that's about. Don't need it on. The white hats have told me I can remove it now. Now that I've made my point about Fraudy, I don't need to have it on all the time. So it has been removed. It's also quite a hot, sweaty day, and I don't need another layer on my head. So I've not got it on. But it doesn't mean that I'm suggesting that I'm going back on what I said that I was, because I am. If you see what I'm saying. Right. Okay. The reality wire's back again. I hope you're coming in with something sensible. I hope so. Lieman, a little birdie told me you were afraid of flying. Is this true? Right. Let's talk about that. I think that's an important thing to talk about. So well done, the reality wire, for having the good grace to ask a serious question. Well done. I'm not afraid of anything, pal. I'm not afraid of anything. And it's not that I'm afraid. I am following instructions. And the instructions are that I am not to get on a plane because I am high risk of an attack, because they know I'm a white hat and they know that I've got certain sort of information that they don't want getting out. So I would be targeted, which is why if I want to go anywhere, it's usually within the United Kingdom. I mean, I like it here. So why would I want to go anywhere else? Also, and if people want to interview me, they can do that. They can do that over the internet. They don't need me physically there. The only flying vehicle I'm willing to go on is Mum's ship. If Mum puts me on a ship, I don't have a problem with that. We hold hands and then we go up. And that's different. But I won't go on an aeroplane manned by another human. So what I'm saying is I'm only going to go on any sort of aerial vehicle that is controlled by an alien, not a human. I can't have this. It's too risky. I know that the ETs are going to, first of all, they're very steady flyers. Mum knows her way around a joystick, and she's she's got a steady hand. So I'm not concerned about flying with Mum because I feel safe. But I would feel concerned about flying with a human. I mean, look what happened to the woman on the plane this week when she got on with a reptilian. This is what we risk. And I know that the reptilians are part of my family, so I'd be all right. They wouldn't want much from me. They'd probably just, want to swap recipes and that sort of thing, ritual advice, that kind of thing. That would be fine. But you don't know. It could be anything. It could be a different being that's not so friendly. And then you're stuffed because you're on a plane. I mean, that woman was right to be hysterically drunk and making a scene. She was right to do that because she got off safely. I know everyone else got off safely as well. Nothing happened after that. And no one was in any danger. But you don't know that. You don't know that. Right. To be honest, I've forgotten what the question was and who asked it. I think I went off on one a bit. Sorry about that. Was it the reality? I think it might have been the reality wire. More people are coming in. I want to say hello to the new people who've just come in. SLS, what product do you use in your hairs, Lieman? Right. I'm really glad that you've asked me what product that I use in my hairs, and I'm gonna now. I know some of you go, oh well, that's obvious. I touched on it earlier when I was talking about Love Earth. They sell lots of oils, and I just rub that in. Lovely, and nice smelling as well, and made all handmade, very good. And also I get a whopping discount. In fact, sometimes they just send me it free because I promote their products. But that's what I use, SL. I hope that's helpful to you. Great on the scalp. Great on the scalp. Right. Where are we? Kyle Hagen's back. Oh, sorry. No, it was the reality wire asking me about flying. So I didn't go off on one. I explained things very well. And I think, Steve, you'll appreciate that I did really go into detail with that question. Right. Thank you. Kyle Hagen. How about a pillow fight with Michael Jaco? I would probably do that, actually. Kyle, I probably would do. But instead of me, what I would do is get some lovely ladies from my organization, just bring them in and say, instead of Michael Jaco, we could get some lovely ladies that support Michael Jaco, and they could just have a lovely pillow fight together. That would be we could do it for charity, couldn't we? Or just to watch. Doesn't matter. I would be up for that. Definitely up for that. That sounds marvelous. John Clayton, were you in the merchant navy? I wasn't. No, wasn't in any navy. I'm more about land than sea or air. I've got my feet firmly on the ground. Let me tell you that. Right. Lieman Live. Do you need a cook for the cult? I don't know what cult you're referring to. I don't know anything about any cult. I can make white hat approved easy meals. Oh, comes with a special after meal 3 knocks by the white hats. Right. An after meal 3 knocks. Well, I mean, you have to go quite high up to be allowed to have the 3 knocks. Only I get the 3 knocks. So I don't know why you think you would. Even if you can cook white hat approved meals, I would have to approve it as well. And I don't know what cult you mean. If you're talking about my organisation, sometimes we have cookouts. I'm never there for them because a cookout is more of an American thing, really, than a British thing. We don't really do that here. We do have the occasional barbecue, but Vicky Peck says they're a bit racy for her, so she's not too keen. An easy meal. I mean, so long as it's not too full of flavour, you've got to be careful. We do prefer more bland food, really. If you're willing to do that, send me your details over and I'll consider it. But you will have to be white hat approved. Right. Okay. And you also have to be a beta. So if you're a beta, that's fine. Not a problem. Right. P-Funk says, you are too valuable, Lieman. Don't get on a plane. I won't, P-Funk. I won't be doing it. I shan't do it. Even if President Trump said, okay, Lieman, I need you here right now. You know, get on the plane. I'll send the best plane. I have all the best planes. No plane is better than the planes that I send. You must get on the plane. I still won't do it. I still won't do it. Because I can't put that much risk to myself and my health for the sake of anyone, really. I just won't do it. Plus the cats would miss me. So I don't think I could do it. Right. Where are we? Oh, heavens. Everything's sort of going up and down, really. I've absolutely lost where I was in the chat. It's all gone up and down and crackers. Right. Oil merchant. Well, Stephen, yes, we are oil merchant. Well, let's talk about the merch for a minute. Let's talk about the merch for a moment. I think this is important. Times are tough. And as you all know, I do have a range of merch, which is loved by all. Obviously, we've had to, you know, cross off the Love Earth stuff. That's got to go because I'm not getting sued. I'm not getting sued. So that's gone. But we've still got... and I don't know where it is. It's Rabbit's favourite, and I've lost it. It's gone for now. The faux shield. We still have the faux shield, complex matrix of materials, so I can't tell you what's in it. But we love them here, and they do make great gifts for family members. They fit into your wallet because they're the size of a credit card, not a credit card, but they fit into your wallet really, really nicely. You know, 80 quid is not much to ask, really, for a credit card sized complex matrix of materials that just does wonders for your health. So we've got those. Obviously, we've got the dark to light light. You all love these. First made famous when General Flynn sent me one for Christmas. And I mean, it's a beacon of hope. It's just a beacon of hope. These are our best sellers. Everyone loves these. So we've got those. What else have we said? Oh, right. And a few new things have come. A few new things. Obviously, we've got the Patriot honker. Everyone loves my Patriot honkers. It's, I mean, in America, these have gone down so well. So imagine you're walking down the street, the mean streets of America, wherever you may be, and somebody approaches you and you think they look like a Democrat. Just give them a honk. And if they run away or act shocked, then they are definitely a black hat, a Democrat, somebody that you, a non-patriot, someone that you need to avoid. So the Patriot honker is for you. And these are, they go like hotcakes, the best sellers, absolute bestseller. Right. And obviously we've talked about the faux shield, the grippy gloves, grip onto 5D. We know that we've got those as well. Now, the other thing that I was blown away by, one of my members of my organization commissioned a very famous artist to paint probably one of the most beautiful pictures I believe I've ever seen in my life. It's a portrait of such strength and beauty that I wept. I actually wept when I saw it. And here it is. I'll just show you it now. It's of me and Mum. You see that? You see that? Look at the detail there on the face there. Look at that. Look at the detail of Mum as well. So just incredible. This is an oil painting. You're aware. This is an oil painting of myself and Mum. And what we've decided to do is we've decided to merch it into key rings. So we're going to merch it into key rings and maybe mugs as well, with just CC on the back. And I think you'll love it. So we're going to do that. Also, I did talk about last time Lieman nav. I'm in talks with a technical company about doing Lieman nav. So as you know, I was a driving instructor, and there's not much I don't know about driving. And I thought, well, how wonderful would it be for patriotic drivers to key into their sat nav when they're going out, to have a CC meeting, or to just meet like-minded people that I've approved of that they can speak to put the details into the sat nav and then hear my voice guiding them, like Jesus, like a Jesus in a car, Jesus in a car stereo. I just think what a wonderful, respectful thing that would be. And so we're going with Lieman now. We are in talks, putting that together. Classic Lieman driving lines, 10 and 2. 10 and 2 on the wheel. He's letting you go. He's letting you go. He's letting you go. Before you get on the motorway, as you're going down that slip road, motorway, motorway, motorway. There's so many classics that we can put into Lieman nav. I think, and then for those frustrating moments, ruddy pillocks. Also reminders, like, don't trust an Audi driver, that sort of thing. He's got a BMW. He thinks he rules the world. That sort of thing. I think I'd do rather well with Lieman nav, and I think you would like it too. So we're in talks. And then if times do get really, really tough, we have somebody has approached me and said, I think it's time that you seriously looked at doing an OnlyFans. I mean, that's a big step, isn't it? Going OnlyFans. You have to be really, really confident that people are going to put their hands in their pockets for you. And so I thought, okay, well, we can give it a go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put the CC logo probably about here. And then you can only buy these fans if you are a fully developed, spiritually developed person. You can only have these. Someone said they'd explain OnlyFans to me. I said, I don't need it explaining. I know what I need to do. So that's what I'm going to do. But thank you. Anyone else who wants to help out with things or explain how things work, that's fine. But I've got it covered here. We're just going to put CC there and tell all our cult members that they're only allowed in heat waves to use these. I think that's fair enough, isn't it? If you're developed, you'll get it. You'll understand it, won't you? Right, where are we? Okay. Okay. Oh, he's back again. Crazy Tika. I mean, it could be a she. I don't know. Lieman, I'll send you the details over Facebook. Easy food, full of flavour. 6 white hat knocks. Right. German-made pots and pans. Local farm shop. Well, I do like local farm shops. Vicky Peg and I do go to a lot of local farm shops, just for fun. Sometimes not to buy anything, we just like to look. So that's good. Fine, you can approach me that way. That's absolutely fine. Right. If you've just joined, I'm just looking at the chat now. So, hello. Right. Where's Vicky Peg tonight? Asks Stephen. I did leave her with the vacuum, hoping that she would go over the carpets, because the cats have had a wild day. They have had a wild day. I don't know what's going on, but there's been a lot of scrapping. There's a lot of cat hair. So I've told her to crack on, hoping that she's going to get it done. Right. Reality wise, he's probably gone now, Steve. Right. You can come back with better questions next time. That's all I'll say, Steve. That's all I'm going to say. Right. Polly's in. Hello, Polly. Right. John Clayton, it's not a Banksy. No. Whoever did it, though, I mean, they're just incredible. It's just incredible. And I think they love doing it as well. I think when they saw that picture of me and Mum, they went, this is the best thing I'm ever going to paint in oils. All of those years of studying art were worth it if I got to paint this little smasher. Yeah. Right. Ooh, that's definitely going to ward off the gin. 100%. Right. Here we are. Somebody, what? P-Funk needs Lieman navigation now. Yes. 10 and 2, seatbelt on. Check your mirrors. I think there could be so many classic lines for Lieman nav. Right. Any more questions? Hello, Ray. Polly, the gloves are cracking me. Polly. Just listen, Polly. Get yourself some. These are the most grippy gloves you'll ever get. Great for driving. Absolutely smashing for driving. You really get a good grip. Now, I must just warn you, it's thunder and lightning here at the moment, potentially. You may lose me. It's not Mum beaming me up. She's not due until next week. So I don't want you to panic or get excited at the thought, because that's not happening. But, you know, we could potentially lose signal because of the thunder and lightning. I thought I heard a rumble, and I wondered if it was Vicky Peg. She did have rather a big dinner, but no, it's obviously thunder. Right. Are you up for a night out without Vicky? I certainly am, Sassy. Are you up for a night out, Sassy? Are you offering, or what's do you want to just put your number in the chat? I can make myself available, Sassy. If you Tia Maria says, can I come? I mean, obviously I'm not short of offers from the ladies, but when the offers do come in like that, I do rather enjoy it. I do. I'm not going to lie. I do. I like it. Right. Rick B is yelling in the chat. Can you answer my question? Rick, I didn't see your ruddy question. Where was your question? I can't see it. I don't like it when people yell at me like that. Rick, I didn't see a question from. Did you put it in all caps? Did you put it in all caps? See, this is what happens with the chat. It goes because there's literally millions of you in the chat. Millions of you in the chat. I can't keep up. Stephen, I don't have. I do have a quantum computer, but I can't have it in my house. The white hats won't allow it. The worried Bicky Peg's going to piddle about on it, and we can't take that risk. Right. Michael, I missed your question. Are you up for a polygraph, Lieman? I'm not afraid of a polygraph. I'm not afraid. You can ask me what you like. Carefully vetted questions, obviously. Right, I'm looking back and I see absolutely nothing from Rick. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing from Rick. I'm sorry, Rick, but I don't see it. Can anyone tell me what Rick's question actually was? Because I don't see it here at all. Michael asks, where's Fraudy on holiday? Would you believe it? He's on his jollies again. Oh, I just had the thunder. This chap here, let's be real for a moment. This chap here is on his jollies and without a care in the world. I wonder if he's actually celebrating the fact that Eric Trump kicked him off the tour. Look at him smiling about it there. That is a recent picture of him as well. And he's not got a care in the world. He's on holiday with Flatpack. He's having a great time. I think he's gone all over the place. I think he's gone back to Dubai. He's dressed up as a sheikh. He doesn't care. He's carefree. And I think that's unacceptable when we haven't got any answers from him about this situation. We know the RV is happening 100%. It's definitely happening. It's a real thing. It's absolutely real. Your Zims and your dongs are going to be worth an absolute ruddy fortune. You're going to be rich. But this chap is talking about this situation here, and he's not taking it seriously. He's supposed to be the head of the gang, but he's not taking it. He's not taking it seriously. And I worry. I do worry about that. I think he's off playing golf with sheikhs. That's what he's doing. And I don't think... I thought it was okay a year ago because we were friends. Now I don't think it's okay. Now I've got a problem with it. Don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Chia Maria, it's not 5D golf. He isn't 5D. He's very underdeveloped. To behave the way that he has, I think is underdeveloped. And I know I did make a video slagging him off. I did. And I removed it. So I don't really remember what I said, to be honest. All I'll say is this is very disappointing behaviour from this chap. I thought better of him. And I was wrong. I was wrong. So there you go. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. I don't know when he's going to take over as the head of the QFS. He hasn't given me any notice. I mean, it's 100% real, 100% definitely going to happen. I just don't know when. And before he went on holiday, he could have said, couldn't he? Could have given us a hint of what's going on. So now nobody knows. Now nobody knows. Right, Rick, I'm still waiting to hear what the question was. I see it nowhere in the chat. Rick, why can't anyone see my question? Well, I can see that, Rick. I can see that. Rick, you're gonna have to hurry up with this question. Or send a carrier pigeon. One way or the other, you're going to have to. Maybe he is Rick rolling, Charles. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he is a Rick roller in human form. I don't know. Okay. I thank you, Polly. Oh, Polly. Thank you very much. Polly says, and I get the feeling Polly's an absolute sexy minx. I just know it. I can just tell. I can tell by the name. I can tell. Polly says, how lucky humanity really is having Lieman and Fraudy. Well, I wouldn't say Fraudy so much, but definitely me. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. Right. Thank you, Polly. Sending you a tie. I just finished watching Midnight Express with my son. Have you seen the film? I haven't seen the film, Rick B. Did you enjoy the film? I mean, is there a white hat message in the film Midnight Express? Have you ever been incarcerated in a Turkish prison? No, I think Fraudy has. That's the rumor. I think Fraudy has. I have not personally, because I haven't been, because I don't get on planes. We just, if you were here earlier, Rick, you would know that, but you weren't here. I talked about I won't go on planes. I'm not allowed. The white hats don't allow it. Speaking of planes, I think we are going to look into, through Shitey Networks, going to look into making a movie about the reptilian on the plane. I think we're going to call it Reptiles on a Plane, or what, not Reptiles on a Plane. We could call it Black Hats on a Plane. That might work. Either way, we are going to movify that lady's experience that definitely happened, despite the fact that she was absolutely paralytic drunk. It really did happen. Badgers on a bus. That would be quite good. That sounds like code, though, to be honest, Charles. Badgers on a bus does sound like code. Also might sound, to some, filthy. I don't know why, but it could. Lieman, says Michael, you're just hating on Fraudy because he conned over $100 million US, and you're not even close to. Are you okay, Michael? I did say no alphas allowed in the chat. I'm getting alpha vibes there. I don't like confrontational alpha vibes. No, I'm not. No, I'm not even going to respond to that. I'm rude. Mike in the van. Times are tough for Fraudy. Has he taken up a part-time job in human trafficking? Ooh, I can't say that. Anything is possible. I mean, you don't get a grill like that from selling double glazing and timeshare, do you? Anyway, let's move on. No, Chimria, I won't be doing that. I've told you I'm a lover, not a fighter. That's true. That's very true. Fraudy will compete in wet t-shirt contest with Tom Numbers and Ismail Perez. Ooh, perish the thought. Oh dear. Well, that will cool me off very quickly, won't it? Yeah, no, speaking of being cooled off very quickly, I don't know where Bicky Peg is. She did say that she wanted to come in, but I don't hear the vacuum cleaner going anymore, and I don't know. I don't know where she might be. Right. Bicky, do you know, I can't call Bicky Peg like that. Come on, Bicky Peg. I don't know if she's going to show up. I do hope that she comes in, actually, because she's been driving me absolutely bonkers with her wittering all day, and I can't be doing with it. Good evening, Billy Watson. Now, Billy, just so you know, and any other chap that's popped in to the chat, I'm only taking questions from beta males and females. I will not tolerate an alpha. Not because I can't deal with alpha males. It's because the white hats told me I'm not allowed to speak to any of them. So if you happen to be alpha, it's not your day, I'm afraid. I can't take the risk. I've got to follow orders. So you know, if you want to ask a question, you've got to be beta or female. Sorry. Right. Sassy, your room is very tidy. Has Bicky Peg on top of the bric-a-brac? She's quite good. Oh, Billy's out. Billy is having none of it because he's too alpha for this. I'm sorry, Billy. But you know, I have to follow. I've got to follow those orders. I have to. It's a shame. It's a shame. I'm sure you probably had a lot to contribute, but I can't take the risk. That's what the white hats tell me. Nothing to do with not being able to argue with alphas. Nothing to do with that at all. Or being threatened by them. Not at all. Right. So, yes, Bicky Peg has tidied the bric-a-brac shop. She's been quite busy with it. I will say the vow of silence did her the world of good. The lack of wittering meant that she could do more work. And I think that's important. I think that's really important for her. Right. I'm not leaving. All I'm doing is finding out where Bicky Peg is, and seeing what she wants, because I did hear an annoying buzzing noise outside the door, and it wasn't the thunderstorm. So just give me a second. But Bicky Peg, oh, hang on, I need the honker. 1 second. Bicky Peg, are you coming in or what? Have you done the hoovering? Is it done? I will be well, the white hats wanted to inspect it. It's nothing to do with me. It's the white hats. Well, you can come in, but to be perfectly honest with you, Bicky Peg, I don't think anybody's interested in listening to anything you've got to say. Don't think they're interested. Oh, Lieman. I just wanted to have a little word about Medbed feminine roundtables. Is that all right? I'll just come in for a little bit. I won't stay long. Lieman. I just needed to make sure they understood. We've got quite a lot going on the schedule, and Pelinda Trixie was really hoping that we could just let me sit down for a moment. Right, just 2 minutes, Bicky Peg, 2 minutes, because they don't want to hear it. Oh, I'm just coming in now. Oh dear. Oh, all right. Oh heavens. Well. Oh, it's so lovely to see you. It's great to be able to talk again. For those of you that weren't aware, I took a vow of silence on the instruction of the white hats who live under the stairs. So here's what I had to do. I had to continue with all of my housework, which was very important from a spiritual sense. But also, I had to do it silently. And sometimes, I don't know about you ladies, but sometimes when I'm doing the housework, I like to go, just when I'm hoovering. But what's in this drink? Is this? I do believe that the white hats under the stairs brought this drink to Lieman. Something about gin. Oh heavens, it is gin. No wonder he didn't want me to come in. He does get giddy after a drink. Right, well. Oh, I am a bit hot. I'm a bit hot and bothered because I did a lot of hoovering, and now I can sing while I'm hoovering again, which I wasn't allowed to do when I took the vow of silence. The white hat said I was under strict instructions. So I celebrated being released from my vow of silence by doing a divine feminine round table, love and light and peace. To everybody. And I talked with the beautiful Pelinda Trixie about all things divine and feminine. And I also was joined by another couple of lovely ladies of menopausal age. And we just talked about love and light in the new age. And did a lot of circular conversations about that sort of thing, really. It was great. We all really benefited from it. And it was lovely. Anyway, I I just wanted to say, I know you've all missed me so much. And I'm glad Lieman's left his honker here. I'm going to remove it and place it somewhere. Since I've cleaned the bric-a-brac shop, there's a lot more hidey holes available to hide the Patriot honkers. They're not necessary. I do find it quite insulting, actually, and distressing when he honks at me. There's no need. I don't think the neighbours like it either. Makes them worry. Anyway, I've got to take the dogs out soon. But do you have any questions that you want to ask me? Oh, because I do like that, you know. I'm just going to have a little, just go back. Let's see. Bicky Peg, you and Lieman have nice matching nail polish. Oh, I did his nails. I know I did. I had to. The white hats told me I had to paint his nails and dress him as a lady when he left the house. And I said, well, how about if we do matching, his and hers? And Lieman sort of rolled his eyes and said, oh, whatever's necessary for the cause. For the movement. And so he went along with it. He wasn't best pleased, I must say. Oh, I think it's a lovely colour. Cat's eye. Can you see? It's cat's eye. And then he was happy because I said it's cat's eye and he loves cats. That's what made him do it. Anyway. I have seen Jen Malarkey. She was on one of my Divine Feminine roundtables. She was the only one who wasn't of menopausal age, I've got to say. She's a young thing, which is why we don't have her on much. Not that we're threatened, it's just, you know. Anyway, Mike in the van asks, Mike in the van, oh, do you own your own business? Oh, very entrepreneurial. Vicky Peg, how many times do you and Lieman go dogging in a week? Well, not in a week. Sometimes we go once in a week. It really just depends on who we knows about and how many dogs are available. That's what we do. Okay. When you alarm, who wears the collar? Oh, well, the dogs. The dogs do. What a funny question. Michael. Oh, Bicky Peg. Oh, Michael, don't flirt with me. Lieman gets very jealous, but thank you for the super chat. It's very kind. Lovely. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming along and joining Lieman. I know you were here for Lieman, but I just felt that I needed to come on again. He is talking to the white hats under the stairs at the moment, so he's not going to be able to come back. So I'm going to close the broadcast, and I just wanted to say that we love you so much, and now we're on Shitey Networks because Lieman's too frightened to go on BitChute or Rumble, and we're not allowed on YouTube anymore. Now we're on Shitey Networks. We might not talk as much, but we still love you. We do. We still love you all so much. And anyway, so thank you so much. Oh, Stephen, I'm glad you like my hair. Oh, that's lovely. Try not to flirt, Stephen, though. Lieman doesn't like it. He likes to be in control. Won't say any more than that. But thank you so much. I love you all. Lieman says good night and thank you so much for being so generous and lovely and joining us. And it was so lovely to see you all. Goodbye, everyone.